Hello, welcome to another episode of my YouTube channel, Stories of World War II Veterans. My name is Kayleen Reusser, and each week I'm reading to you a story from a book that I have written of World War II, stories from veterans that I have interviewed. Today's story is from my first book, We Fought to Win. American World War II veterans share their stories. It is a story about a man who served in the Army Air Corps. His name was Homer Bates, and he happened to be my husband's uncle. And we couldn't be more proud of Uncle Homer and his military service. Being awarded a Distinguished Flying Cross medal and meeting an American president are a few of the highlights of Homer Bates's military service during World War II. Born in 1923, Bates moved to Wells County, Indiana, where he graduated from East Union Center High School in 1941. In December of 1942, he enlisted in the Army Air Corps. That name would later be changed after the war to the Air Force. After testing high for skills needed to work with aircraft, Bates was sent for technical training as an aerial gunner to schools in North Carolina, Illinois, and Colorado. Bates was assigned to the 20th Air Force 58th Bomber Wing and assigned a gun turret on a B-29. As the B-29s were still in production, he and other gunners practiced on B-17 simulators, since they had similar controls. When it came time to practice shooting, the gunners experienced a problem. Several of us were told to shoot painted ammunition simultaneously at a banner flying behind a tow plane, said Homer. It served as a moving target, and we were judged on our shooting abilities. At first, the judges could not tell whose shots went where. So we were given ammo painted in different colors. The judges could then tell by colors of holes which gunners needed more practice. Homer's first mission over Japan took place in June of 1944. For more than a year it was a steady routine of dropping bombs and encountering enemy fighters and heavy, accurate flak, he said. His longest mission, to Nagoya, lasted 18 hours. During the war, Bates flew 33 missions over Japan in B-29s. In February of 1944, Bates's crew was ordered to fly a B-29 Typhoon Magoon 3 to Washington, D.C. No reason was given for the special trip. Upon landing at Bolling Field, the crew commander was met by no less than General Hap Arnold and his staff. Each of the crew members was greeted and asked to explain the aircraft so he could brief the president. The following morning the crew was completing their pre-flight check of equipment when they saw a limousine pull up beside the plane along with an official-looking motorcade. President Franklin D. Roosevelt of the United States had arrived. Roosevelt and members of his family began questioning Homer's crew about the aircraft. Anna Roosevelt Bediger and her two teenage children, Eleanor and Curtis, went into the nose section and asked questions of the crew. It was obvious she was well versed about the plane, said Bates. The president remained in the vehicle, but appeared pleased with the aircraft. That was perhaps the only time the president ever saw a B-29, said Bates. Considering that the B-29 project cost $3 billion and the A-bomb cost a mere $2 billion, the president's approval was a relief to the crew. The president ended the session by shaking hands with each crew member. Staff Sergeant Bates was discharged November 2nd, 1945, after the end of the war. For his bravery and contribution to the war effort, Bates was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross and several other medals. Military life had gotten into his blood. He joined the Indiana Air National Guard from 1954 to 1961. He rejoined the Air Force and spent a year in France during the Berlin Wall crisis. Then he rejoined the Indiana Air National Guard full-time until 1982, retiring as Master Sergeant. Bates and his wife, Helen Rodebush, married in 1950 and became the parents to 6 children. In 2015, Bates, accompanied by a daughter and friend, attended a military reunion in which he fulfilled a goal: to crawl through this 33-foot tunnel that connected the front and back sections of a B-29 bomber above the bomb bays. At age 91, Bates received permission from the director of the New England Air Museum in Windsor, Connecticut, where the reunion was being held, to accomplish his dream. The permission came with one condition: my daughter had to go along with me, he said. Near the end, Bates, who was tiring, was pulled from the tunnel by helpful hands, and he emerged smiling. Homer Bates participated also, later on, in the honor flight of Northeast Indiana. "I wouldn't change anything about my military service," he said. Here's a picture of Homer with some of his medals. I want to thank you so much for listening today to our latest installment of Stories of World War II Veterans. If you would like more information, you can go to my website, which is KayleenReusser.com. I'll put information about that in the show notes. And please subscribe to this channel and invite others to do so as well. I just do this to show my support for our military and encourage others to greater levels of patriotism. All right, well, remember to thank a vet for his or her service, and I'll see you next time with another exciting story of a World War II veteran. Take care.